Hello everyone, welcome to this section, and here I'll be talking about Kubernetes miscellaneous objects that we have not discussed so far. The reason I'm putting it in miscellaneous because the objects that I'm going to discuss might be useful or might not be depending on the environment or depending on the application that you are hosting on a Kubernetes cluster. The other point is that I'll not show you demo of all the objects or all the components. There are some components for which I want to show you the demo because those might be needed in your environment for sure. And some components like daemon set, I'll show you the manifest file, but you can do it yourself because that is pretty simple and straightforward. So let's proceed. The first component that I want to discuss is of course the daemon set. So what is this daemon set? Let's say we want a pod on all nodes. Now let's say we have an application container which I want to run on all the nodes. So one pod of that application should be running on all the pods. One typical example would be some log agent. Let's say I want to use Fluentd or Prometheus. So what they do is they collect logs from all the pods running in a particular node, and then they send those logs or metrics to a centralized server. Now to do so, we need to have one of the agents which pulls the logs from those containers running on all the nodes. So that's where daemon set might be useful. So you launch that container or that pod using a daemon set, and what will happen is it will go ahead and run a single pod on all the nodes available in the cluster. So let's say you have one master node and 10 worker node, then that daemon set would run 10 times in all the nodes. One pod per node. As you have 10 nodes, you'll have 10 pods running in the cluster. So let's say we have 5 worker nodes and you run an application as a daemon set. That application would run five times in the cluster, one time per node. So it is very similar to deployments. The only difference is that we do not mention replicas and the kind is daemon set. So Kubernetes scheduler would go ahead and check how many nodes are there. So based on the availability of the nodes, it will schedule this particular pod to all those nodes. So it is something like this. Let's say we have one master node and 3 worker nodes. We have API server and scheduler running on master node and kubelet running on each worker node. So we create the daemon set manifest file and give it to the kubectl, and kubectl presents it to the API server, and of course API server consults with the scheduler and then goes ahead and launches one pod per worker node. So this same information, the manifest file, is sent to the kubelet, and then one pod of the application or the container which have been mentioned in the manifest file would be launched in the worker nodes as pods. So each node will have a single pod. Now, how's the manifest file looks like? It's, as I said, it's very similar to deployment. The kind is daemon set, and that's all. Everything else is similar to deployments. So we mention metadata, we can mention names and labels, and specification, we mention selectors, and then we provide the pod template wherein we also have metadata under which you have name and labels, and then in specification we provide the container name and its image and port if any. The one thing that is missing from deployment is the replicas. So there's no replicas because as it is a daemon set, this particular container C1 would run on all the worker nodes available in the cluster. So go ahead and try with this manifest file. Make sure you have more than one nodes, then only you'll be able to see the impact of or the functioning of daemon set. Otherwise, if you have only one node, so it will be launched in that one node. A single pod would be launched in a single node. If you have more than one, then this pod would be launched on all the available nodes that you have. So that's all daemon set is. Now the next one is config map. We have not discussed config map yet. The question that I want to ask you is how do you pass environment variables to pod? Let us see a demo of this. Let's say I'm running this application inside of a container. It's a very simple Python Flask application. Don't worry about Python programming language. You can use any programming language for that matter. What I'm doing here is that I'm getting some environment variable from the operating system. And the name of the environment variable is training, section, and topic. So I'm getting these three, and the value should be set in the operating system, and those values are being put in key 1, key 2, and key 3, and then I'm returning this string variable with the values of those environment variables. So key 1 would have the value that we set in training, key 2 would have the value that we set in section, and key 3 would have the value that we set in topic. Now first let me go ahead and run this program on my local machine. So as you can see, I have exported these three variables, training, section, and topic. And if I echo any one of them, of course, I'll be able to see that the value has been set, the section variable has been set as miscellaneous. Now if I run this program, it will be running as web server, very basic Python app. And now if I go and do a curl on the local machine or use the browser and I use localhost, I should see these three variables, k8s, miscellaneous, conf, because these three values have been put in the variables training, section, and topic, which is being picked by the program, and then it will be shown. Let us go ahead and see. So this is my local host, and of course the port is 80. I press enter. It is showing output from program. Training is k8s, section is MISC, and topic is conf. So that's what I have set in the program. As you can see here, output from program, training is key 1, section is key 2, and topic is key 3. Key 1 is nothing but the value of the environment variable training. Key 2 is the value of the environment variable section, and key 3 has the value of environment variable topic. I can change it also, and if I execute it, it will be the same. Now the question is, I have created this container and I'm running it inside of a pod. Now how do you pass environment variables to pods? And this is how you do. Now this is the deployment, of course. The replicas is 1, match labels is fine, and in the pod template, as you can see, in the containers I have this block env. In env I can have multiple environment variables. In this case I have 3. For the first one, the name is training and I'm passing the value k8s. For the second one, the name is section and I'm passing the value miscellaneous or MISC. For the third one, name is topic and I'm passing the value config map. So I'm creating the pod. At the same time, I'm passing these environment variable values to the container that is running in the pod. I'll change the name of the container. Okay, so now let us go ahead and create this particular deployment. One more thing I want to show you before I create the deployment is that I have also created a service of type notepod so that we can access this application from anywhere. So let us go ahead and create this. And I'll be creating this application in the dev namespace. I have created this dev namespace. So if I click apply, it has been created. Now let us do a get all on the namespace dev. Now this is the deployment, that is config map deployment, and it has created a service. Let us go ahead and do a curl on the cluster IP, and the port is 80,000. I should see that the output from program, training is k8s, section is MISC, and topic is config map. Now one more question, what if I have to change these values? So how do you do that? The only option as of now is that go to the deployment file and change these values in the deployment manifest file and create the deployment again. So that is not a viable solution if you have multiple environments and you want to test using multiple scenarios. And that's where config map comes into picture. So what we do in config map, that it is an object wherein we just mention the environment variable keys and its values, and we create this config map object, and after creating this object we inject it to the pod using this. So we do not use env anymore, we use env from, and we mention a config map reference wherein the name of the config map is similar to the name of the config object. So now if you have to change, the only thing that I have to do is create a new config map, go to the deployment of the pod and change the name of the config map. That's it. So it reduces the burden a lot. And let us go ahead and do it. Let me first delete this object in dev namespace. Both are gone. And the first thing that I'll do is I'll create this config map object. So this is the config map object. The API version is v1, kind is config map. In metadata, I'm mentioning the name, but instead of specification, I'm having data. And as you can see in the data, I have three environment variables, training, section, and topic, and its corresponding value, which will be passed to the program. Let us go ahead and create this config map. Alright, the config map has been created. We can of course do a describe, and this is the config map that we have created, k8s config map. And as you can see, we have name, namespace is dev. There are no labels or annotations, and these are the three data. The first one is topic, which has config map object, then training with a value of config Kubernetes config map object, and section miscellaneous config map object. So now what I'll do is I'll create the pod, but before that let us go ahead and see the deployment manifest file. So this is the deployment manifest file. Everything remains same except for the container specification. Now as you can see in the container specification, I'm not using env, I'm using env from, and then I'm providing this config map reference, and the name is nothing but the name of the config map that we have just created, which is this one, k8s config map, and the same name has been put here. I'll change the name of the container. Now using this env from block, we are injecting the config map into the pod, and now we can go ahead and create this deployment. Okay, there's some error with the JSON file or the YAML file. Indentation might be wrong. I know this because the error is error converting YAML to JSON, line 11. So let's take a look at line 11. There's no problem here. I hope there's a problem here in the service. So this is the problem, the indentation. So I have fixed the indentation and the deployment and the service have been created. Now let's take a look. Alright, this is the service. Let's do a curl using the cluster IP port 8000, and I should see, now see the output is different. In training it is showing Kubernetes config map, section it is miscellaneous config map object, and topic config map object. So this is how it has changed. Now what if I have to change the variable of this pod? We don't have to do anything, we don't have to touch the application. The only thing that we have to do is change the config map. And this is our config map. Now instead of Kubernetes, let's say I mentioned some numeric variable here. So I provided numeric variables rather than strings. So I cannot pass integer value directly, so I have put quotation mark inside of them, and then I have created the config map. So let me show you, this is how I have changed it. Now instead of integer value, I have made them strings using the double quotes. That's okay. Now let us, so I have applied the service file or the deployment file again. Now as you can see, we have changed the values to 1100, 2200 and 3300. So that's how you can use config map to change the values. Let's change it again. So I've changed it to 1100 AA, 2200 BB, and 3300 CC. So the config map has been configured. Let's do a describe. Alright, the values of config map have been changed. Let's delete the pod or delete the deployment, and if we create it again and access the service, the value should be 1100 AA, 2200 BB, and 3300 CC. So this is the use of config map, and it is pretty important because you'd not like to change the deployment file of your application all the time. So it is fine. Here we have only 3 variables. What if you have a lot of variables? So it's better to create config map, keep on changing that config map for testing purpose. So there's one more way to create config map. You can use this create config map command. Of course, there's kubectl create config map. Give the name of the config map and mention the environment key and its corresponding value in a file, and then provide the file using dash dash from file option, or you can use dash dash from literal option also. And after that, you can pass the key and its corresponding value. I would always suggest you to create using manifest files because you can keep a track of what you have done. Alright, so that's all about daemon set and config map.